Parris from Central Wing Chun, and today we're going to do a striking drill using the wooden man. The drill we're going to do uses two slightly different angles of our straight punch. And the reason it's going to make quite a big difference to the space you can occupy between you and the opponent when you're in close quarters. Let's take a closer look. Okay, so I think we can all agree that in martial arts, in Wing Chun, in life, one builds from the ground up. And I'm going to take the exact same approach with this drill we're doing here today. If you've got no structure, if you've got no way of moving and maintaining a good structure, then you probably won't land anything. And if you do land something, it's going to be weak and pitiful and a waste of your energy. So I'm going to show you how to use the wooden dummy as a marker as you move around doing this punching drill. Alright? Firstly, standing square on, the leg of the wooden dummy is in the middle of my stance. When I move round to the side, that leg is in line with the front of my foot from this angle and from this angle. So both ways I'm using the wooden dummy as a marker. So when I'm here doing punches, I've got that positioning. Then I can come back to the middle where I was before, and I can go to the other side and I can use the dummy as a marker in line with both feet, which gives me enough clearance, enough of an angle to execute some starting techniques. Back to the middle. So another thing we need to think about is your hip positioning. When you're moving around the wooden man, your hip should be facing him at all times. So if I start off here, my hips are facing the trunk. Here, hips facing, facing, and facing again. Also, when you put your strikes in, you should be having a little bit of rotation in the hips. You can't just hit with your hands. No matter how many times you've stood there doing just this, that's not the whole punch, that's part of the punch. You need to really put your body into it as well, especially by the time you're training wooden man. So as we strike, for example, here, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You put your hip into each action, okay? Just a little, you don't need a lot, you don't need a lot of rotation. And the great thing about training this on a wooden man is that he won't let you go too far when you're doing your strikes. You can't turn too much and do that vertical strike because there just isn't space for it. So you'll start to tweak and reduce your movements a little bit, hopefully. Let's take a look at the hands. In keeping with the theme of building from the ground up, we've had a look at the footwork, we've had a look at the hips, and now we can consider the elbow, the fist, the line of motion towards the body of the dummy. We've also spoken about these 3 positions relative to the wooden man. And in each one of these positions, you're going to do a series of punches. I'm going to start off at this 45-degree position. And I'm going to start with my right fist, which is a diagonal punch. 1, 2, 3. So I'm doing 3 strikes in this position. Then I'm going to go to the middle, 1, 2, 2 strikes in the middle, and I'm going to the side, 1, 2, 3. So it's really simple, 3 on the sides, 2 in the middle. But we have to consider the space we're occupying. We're not just doing this drill to punch something, you could use a punching bag for that. We've got these lines as guides. I'm not saying that you should be grating or sliding along someone's arm towards a target. This is a guide. This is a guide for you. It's showing you the line of motion, accurate lines of motion, so you can occupy space, the space that you don't want your opponent to be occupying. It makes them go a bit more indirect. It means that they can't just fire through the middle. You're closing up space while hitting. You're opening space when it's appropriate. All right? So as we go here, 1, 2, 3. The first one is diagonal, here. The second one is vertical. The third one is diagonal. Can you see? It's not this. It's not the angle of the fist. It's the position of the elbow. The elbow goes towards the middle. This elbow goes away from the middle, and this one goes towards. So it's contracting and expanding almost like a heartbeat. So let's go through that one more time, then I'll show you some different angles. So at the side, 45 degrees, I use the diagonal, my elbows contracted that space, my arms near his. Then I use the vertical, my elbows gone away from the middle, my arms near his. Then I've used the diagonal, same story. Now I'm going to go to the middle, that was my 3 here. Now 2, diagonal, vertical. Now 3 on the side, diagonal, vertical, diagonal. I keep going. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so let's have a look at a couple of different angles to give you a clearer image. If I'm punching with my right arm, respective of this arm of the dummy, I've just come from here, 1, 2, 3, and I've gone round here. I don't want to go like this and leave this space wide open. I need to go through as directly as I can, carve along the dummy, just slightly sliding, using my diagonal punch, because I'm in contact with him, it restricts a little bit of space from this arm. You might look at this arm here and think, okay, well, what about the other one? Well, let's not think of it as someone's doing like some sort of zombie impression. Let's think of it like someone's actually maybe throwing something with an impact potential. Or that we've already earned a good position and we're looking to strike. Now if you've earned a good position on me, maybe you're around here, and I start turning maybe to throw this one, and you can improve your position again, you can improve your angle from here to here. That's the sort of scenario we're talking about. We're not trying to get a good angle and give it up voluntarily. You get a good angle, you've earned it, you keep it for as long as you can. So it's not about going from side to middle, even though I've used that description. Really what we're trying to do is achieve a side angle so we can keep on going forwards and attack or control our opponent. 1, 2. Now if I use 2 diagonal punches here, you can see there's space either side of either one of these arms. We're really talking about this arm at the moment. But there's so much space there. This arm, I've got no awareness of what this is doing, and there's no restriction to his action. If I just change the angle here, all of a sudden now, I'm in line with the dummy. I'm using the dummy markers to help my Wing Chun. So here now, if I did this punch again, respective of this arm, I'm here. So now, I'm staying close to the arm, and I'm using this as a guide, not just a block of wood with 2 sticks sticking out of it. I'm using it as a reasonable sort of logical guide. We spoke about that with the footwork as well, using the leg as a guide for where to put your feet, roughly how to get around something and stay in range. And now we're using the arms in much the same way. Right, so here now we can put it together a little bit more. You can see the movement around the dummy and the punches combined. So that's our drill for today, okay? 3 on the sides, 2 in the middle, occupy the correct space, use the lines of the dummy to assist you. Hope you enjoyed the video, please hit subscribe, I'll see you in the next one.